this hearing about bond. It has a lot to do with money that you're raising for your bond. So that's all I'm asking about in terms of that. But so if I understand correctly, has any amount of money been raised for your bond since you've been put in there?
No, sir.
But yet your son has been off selling things since that time.
If you could show me a receipt, I believe you, but I doubt it.
I mean, he hasn't told you that?
He always says, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna try to get this. I'm gonna try to sell this," but he's probably sitting there. I guarantee you. I know my son. He always says that. He's a workaholic. He works 3 or 4 jobs. You know what I mean? And he paid very little. So, I guarantee they're sitting somewhere.
And prior to being incarcerated, you're aware that you had a large amount of jewelry in your house. Isn't that correct?
Pawn shop, yes, sir.
And also in your house.
There's a little bit left, yes, sir.
And it's like in your pockets and things like that, in your clothing?
Yes, sir. When I come somewhere, I'll put in my pocket or something when I come home. Who doesn't? Some people leave it on the dresser, some people leave it there. Who doesn't?
Has your son then instructed to sell those things to raise money for your bond?
No, sir. If you heard that, you must have heard it wrong. What I said was, put it away. Some of those are family heirlooms. And what I said though, but if you needed a few dollars to get something to eat or put gas, do what you gotta do, you know what I mean? Because again, we have to eat. That's just the way it is with people.
Do you support your older son who's out in the real world?
Do I support him?
I mean, financially.
Again, he's a workaholic. I haven't even seen him in who knows how long.
Do you support him financially? So I'm asking because you keep saying that you're letting him sell things to raise money for his food and things like that.
No, sir. What I said was, I'm letting him take care of the things. You're the one that said in that category. Yes, if he needs to get rid of things, if he needs to get something to eat, he's not going to expect it to do it for free.
Well, why would he need money from your jewelry all of a sudden just because you're in the Bear County jail?
You're the one that said he needs money for it. I said if he needs something to get something to eat, that's what I said.
Well, again, the question that I asked you was, do you support your older son financially?
No, sir, I do not.
Now, have you ever had to deal with bond companies before?
No, sir.
And so, are you aware of kind of their practice in terms of what they require as a down payment for any kind of bond?
I've heard a little bit, but not really.
What is your understanding of how that works?
They want 10 to 20% or something like that.
So 10% or of the amount of the bond.
It's kind of my understanding. I haven't talked to anybody. I haven't dealt with anybody.
I know you haven't, but are you aware if your family has called around and checked with
No,
bond
sir.
companies?
They don't have that kind of money.
Have you asked them to? Well, how do they know if they haven't called around to check?
Because nobody has $1 million, 600,000 laying around. Nobody.
Well, you know that your bond is right now set at a total of $600,000. So, but you don't know what a bond company would require in terms of the amount needed to make that bond.
That's a true statement, but again, they want to have that kind of money.
Well, how do they know what they need if they haven't called and asked?
Sir, there's no way my family had 100,000, 80,000, 50,000 just to put somewhere. They got kids, they got families. There's no way they could put that kind of money, and that's the truth. There's nothing to say, nothing to give, nothing to be taken. If they don't have it, they just don't have it. Not that they don't want to help, they just don't have it.
You don't know if any particular bond company would do a payment plan, or you don't know what the terms of that would be because you guys haven't called around to check.
No, sir, I've been here. I have not. That's a true statement. I have not. But again, I have not called. I have not talked to nobody.
But you haven't asked either your older son or your sister to do that either, right?
I told my sister to look around, but she doesn't have no idea what's going on with them. She doesn't. It is what it is.
So to your knowledge, no one in your family has called around and checked with bond companies on your behalf?
No, sir.
And you said that if you were to be released, you would either reside at the residence on Charlie Chan or with another family member, correct?
That's correct, yes, sir.
That other family member, does that person live in San Antonio?
All my family is in San Antonio.
Does that person live in San Antonio?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so that home would be in in San Antonio?
Yes, sir.
All right. Are you aware of this, like the situation at your house on Charlie Chan right now? What condition it's in?
I'm scared of the thought.
Does it have running water?
Probably not.
Does it have access to electricity?
Probably. I think my son said he tried to take care of that.
So it's possible it doesn't have access to electricity.
No disrespect, but I don't know. I don't know nothing about the house.
I know, that's what I'm trying to say. You're saying this is a place that you would go, but you really don't know what the situation is over there, or whether that's a good option for you.
Well, again, sir, that is a true statement, but I have to live somewhere. So it would be either with my family members or the house. You asked me where I would live, and that's what I'm telling you. I would have to make the best of it.
Are you a United States citizen?
Yes, sir.
And do you have a passport?
No, sir.
Have you ever had a passport?
No, sir.
Have you ever traveled to Mexico?
No, sir.
Never?
I don't know nobody in Mexico. What would I do in Mexico? Don't let my brown skin fool you.
It's a yes or no question.
No, sir.
And you said earlier, I just want to clarify, sorry. You said you had a sick wife and a sick child in Bexar County. Are you referring to Mr. Romanos and Mr. Preciado?
My son and my wife, yes, sir.
Why are you saying that they're sick?
Because they are sick. My wife might sound good, but her sugar's out of control. She plays that real tough, but she's not. She's sick. You can see it in her eyes when she walks, when she talks. That sugar's so out of control. Most of the time, you can't get her numbers are just everywhere. And I know because I've seen her check it, and it's 300 or 400 sometimes. Sometimes 200, 300. Sometimes she only eat nothing. She'll eat this point. Sometimes at 500. So I know this. And Christopher, he has breathing problems. Sometimes I stay up and just watch. We stay on watching him because I'm worried he won't wake up in the morning. And that's reality. And they're both sitting in Bexar County jail right now. And yes, I know what is going on, what y'all are saying. I understand that. But again, they're sitting behind bars. And they're both sick. Whether you think that's true or not, you can check their doctor records. You can check, and they'll tell you what's going on with Christopher. And my attorney will give you a list if you want. And there's nothing to say anything else. I mean, that's the truth. There's no lying. Doctors don't lie. They write it down.
Well, would it surprise you that she didn't mention that at all during her hearing the other day?
Again, I told you she's a strong woman.
Just circling back real quick to the bank account situation. You said you believe that your bank account is probably negative. Is that what you said?
I don't know where I'm checking it, but yeah, most likely 90% is negative.
Now, you guys don't have just one account. You have multiple accounts, right?
No, sir. Me and her share an account. She has a personal account.
And then you share an account with her aside from that?
No, sir. We have an account together. Then she has her own little thing that sometimes she works with Chris.
That account that you have together, is that your business account?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And what is the business that you have an account for? I mean, what generally? I'm not asking for the name of it or anything like that.
It's an air conditioning contractor.
So what kind of work do you do? You're an air conditioning contractor, and you testified to that. You've been doing that a long time, correct?
All my life, electrical and air conditioning, yes, sir.
Who do you contract with in general? Are you contracting with residential people?
Residential, commercial.
Residential and commercial?
Yes, schools, yes, sir.
And what is the name of the company? Judge, can we approach? Mr. Preciado, how long have you had this account?
To tell you the truth, between 11 and 13 years. Don't quote me exactly, but right around there.
And are you the owner of the company?
I like to say my wife's the owner, but I'm the boss, but yes, I'm the owner.
Okay. And do you have any employees
I contract out if I need to,
for employment or labor?
if need to,
Okay.
including Christopher is the one that's been helping me.
And if you're not contracting out, you don't have any employees.
Say it again.
If you're not contracting out, you just don't have like regular employees on the payroll.
Sure I do. Me and Christopher, and most of the time me. So we're still considered employees. Might be the owner, but I still turn a wrench.
Is your wife on the payroll as well?
She's not on the payroll, but she helps me with the paperwork.
Okay. And do you know how the business is organized? Is it a sole proprietorship or an LLC?
Sole proprietorship.
And so you pay taxes on all that income that.
Yeah, most definitely. Yes, sir.
And again, I know you're saying you're doing residential and commercial, but how do you get business, new business?
Advertisement.
And so do individuals call you if they have an issue with their house for HVAC repair?
House. Commercial. Yes, sir.
And how do you get the commercial business?
Same as the residential. They'll call. They'll ask me questions.
Do you have some regular customers that maybe call you, on an annual basis or regular basis?
Yes, sir. I do. Some very good people.
Okay. You've been doing this for like almost 13 years, you said.
Yes, sir. And again, some very good people.
How much of your business comes from repeat customers? if You know.
20 to 30, depending on the year.
And do you know the balance of that business bank account?
As of right now, that's the account we're talking about. It should be negative.
And do you have any knowledge about what is in your wife's account?
No, it's probably negative too. There was not like nothing in there. If there's anything in there, it's because of Chris. Chris goes to school.
Now, if you were to be released and Ms. Romanos and Mr. Preciado were to be released, would you guys still live together?
They're my world. That's all I have.
Is that a yes?
Yes, sir.
So y'all would be, wherever you're residing, y'all would be together?
Yes, sir.